Christian, how does about top 350 sound to you? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
it
where you're
sounds
looking
nice.
right.
I don't have to use my protective ranking anymore that I was using for the last, 4 or 5 tournaments.
Yeah, you're cruising right now. Would you say that your tennis right now is a continuation of some of the momentum you built in 2018, adding in, of course, the large block that you had, and you mentioned that you worked a lot at home. You had a court during
Mhm.
during the lockdown.
100%. I felt like back then I was always playing a good level, but it was tough for me to maintain consistency, as I think I mentioned before, just because I would play a couple of tournaments and then I'd have to stop for, a couple of weeks here and there or a month or 2 months. And then I just was never able, to get my fitness to the point where I needed it to be to play just, 5, 6, 7 matches as I've played now here, including doubles. And then obviously the match play just improves players so much just because I feel like now when I'm in tough situations on court, it's just instincts and reaction opposed to just thinking so much about the score. And now it's just everything. It's just falling into place nicely.
Hey Christian, Stephen from the Slice here. As an injured athlete for obviously years now, how good does it feel to get a couple ATP wins under your belt to start 2021 and really just prove that all the hard work you were putting in, making comebacks, was worth it, and that you do have the level that you probably already thought you had?
Yeah, no, it is amazing because I had, for the longest time, it was my dad and my brother that were just, especially even my brother around people that were just fighting the hardest that, oh, he has the level I hit, like, because I would hit with him more than any time, more than anyone else. And then we were just talking about it now. So, just when you have those times where you're not able to play and then now I can look back and you're just very appreciative of everybody that's ever done anything for you, that kept your spirits up during those times. That's how I really feel right now. So I'm definitely just not going to change anything I'm doing, and then just kind of be happy with what's happened this week, but definitely not change a thing.
When you were out for that great an amount of time, were there moments where you said, "Look, this just isn't meant to be"? And what did you do to convince yourself otherwise?
Yeah, if I ever said it, I definitely didn't mean it. Maybe in a time when you're just pissed, but I never thought for a second that I would stop. I thought about just playing doubles for a while. That was actually even maybe that's relaxed me a little bit, but I was definitely to start last year. That was all I was going to be focused on playing. But then obviously there was no tournaments just due to the pandemic. Unfortunately, everything took a turn. But now during that time, I just was able to just keep training, keep practicing. So I was like, hey, well maybe I'll play singles and doubles, and then I definitely won't give up on singles just yet, as long as I keep feeling like I was feeling in practice. But I definitely could tell how I felt in practice that it was just a difference in just how I felt overall that I just hadn't felt since I was 16, 17. So as far as to keep myself busy with other things, honestly, I was just around tennis. I was even coaching, doing some lessons. My dad coaches and he has a lot of clients, so the first couple months during quarantine he actually wasn't able to hit with them, so I was waking up at 7 every morning and I was on court for 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours most days, and just hitting and just giving lessons. And then luckily some of the kids I was hitting with were good enough for me to practice with. And then that actually was just obviously how I spent from March until June, July every day. And then I felt like I never really had too much time to I was always doing something. I keep myself busy.
How much do you identify with your ranking, like top 200, top 100, and how much do you think about those kind of goals in your career? I know your ranking has been everywhere.
Yeah, I used to think about it all the time, but then now, as I haven't really played too much and I feel like my level isn't reflective of my ranking, I really don't, I'm not trying to think about my ranking at all, as opposed to just where I can get in tournaments and then where can I just go play a quality match. So that's all I'm really thinking about right now.
Kristen, you had to go through the qualifying here,
Sure.
and I believe you've won all three of your main draw matches in straight sets. Surprising to you, and also have you had a chance to just pinch yourself and realize what you've been accomplishing here in the past few
Yeah,
days?
honestly, I haven't really thought about it because I've been going back to the hotel and then just honestly just drinking a coffee. And then I think Nina and Rachel saw me at the Greenbrier where I was just always wandering around doing something. So I still do that here where I keep myself busy, where I might just order Starbucks, Uber Eats, and then just mess around, do something random around the hotel. And then it really hasn't occurred to me yet. But I just know I'm not going to change anything, whether it's, I'm successful or unsuccessful with my tennis. I'm gonna, I find my little routines and habits that I like, and I'll just keep doing it.
Which includes sushi, I think you mentioned. didn't you?
Yeah, I've definitely had a lot of sushi. Had it again last night, so I might have to get away from it tonight, though. We'll see.
Well, talking about this match here today, Mager was up serving. I think he was up 5-4 there in the first set, and you came back and win the tiebreaker. Did you sense that at that point there that was maybe a momentum type of change for you that was going to enable you to go on and win it?
I definitely felt a lot more confident after that point. I had break points in a lot of his games before that, so then finally to break through with that crucial moment where he could have put away the set, I felt like I was starting to, play really well. I felt like I was making the points more physical. I felt like I was able to step into the court and cut down on some of the mistakes that I was making when I had some opportunities in the beginning. And then I felt like my serve was starting to pick up, which I was missing a few more serves at the beginning of the match. So I definitely knew once I got that break that I was going to have a very good chance. And I wasn't really thinking as much. Like, even if I lost that set, I was just like telling myself, oh, it'll be fine. Just keep playing this level. And then I think I'll have a good chance in the end of the match.
You feeling pretty good physically?
I'm actually feeling very good. I was a little I think at the beginning of the match, it took me just a little bit longer to get loose, but just because I think it was more nerves more than anything that I was thinking about. And then definitely towards the last 30, 40 minutes of the match, I felt great. And then even now, I feel really good. So I think I'll definitely be 100% fresh going into tomorrow's matches for sure.
Good luck, man.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, guys.
Christian, you were sort of mentioning how you've kept yourself busy. You're not really, you're not really focusing on the moment. How is that possible, given all you've been through and sort of the position you're in, that you're not able to, you're not letting it overwhelm you at all?
Yeah, just because the whole time where I was out, I just realized that who I wanted, just who I wanted to be as a person, or just in general, what gave me just enjoyment wasn't as always reflective of my tennis success. I play tennis just because I love doing it, and then I also believe in myself. But yeah, now that I'm having the success, I definitely, I had a lot of moments where, like when I was younger, 15, 16, I definitely had a lot of hype and there was a lot of potential. And then when you're not able to play, you don't really have that same type of attention. But then I just realized it doesn't change anything about me. So then that's why I guess now when I'm having, good results this week, I obviously want to do everything I'm doing to keep having results, but I definitely know that I'm not going to change anything that I'm doing.
Is that almost a weapon in itself for you, considering, so many tennis players are solely focused on results and put a lot of pressure?
Yeah, 100%. It's not always, I guess, that easy. I've definitely been in situations where all you can think about is results and ranking goals and getting in this tournament. And it's the end of everything if you don't. But then now I just realized that I believe in my level of play. So then now I'm just more focused on what should I be doing to give myself a chance to keep playing this level of how I am right now. So.
Hey, Christian, a few questions.
What's up, Rachel?
A few questions back. You mentioned your dad and from coaching you from a young age, and now how has your father helped you in your career, and what are his thoughts about your tournament so far and any advice he's given you?
Yeah, well, you probably saw us a lot back at Nukes, when we were 12, 13. My dad was always around with us working hard. The one thing that obviously I can see from my dad is respect his work ethic. As you get older, I obviously appreciate all the sacrifices that he made, for me and my brother and my sister. He would be on the court from 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. some days with no break. And then now it's looking back, he was barely older than I am now whenever he started doing that. So then now I feel like I have a very luxurious lifestyle to just keep playing and have the opportunity to practice as opposed to teach, and then I realized just that life always, it's just right now I feel fortunate. So
that's awesome. Congratulations on the win, Christian.
Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on your success today. I'm curious about your relationship with your brother, how that has helped you, what it's like playing doubles with him, and what you've learned from watching him as a professional.
Well, it's helped me a lot because whenever I was out, we got into doubles tournaments because he was so successful. At U.S. Open where we had a quarterfinal run, another round of 16. Even last year we won a match. So definitely, it's given me a lot of opportunities to see just different levels of the game, the highest levels of the game. And then also we practice together all the time. So I knew that he's been top to like 41, 42 is his high, and then he's had matches against some of the best players in the world. So even the times when I'm out and we're practicing, we're playing, and then I knew obviously his level, but it obviously always gave me an idea that, okay, I can still play the level I need to make a good career out of it. And obviously just having a support system where people fully understand everything you're going through. You feel like you can always just find a voice of reason whenever you're struggling and you're not thinking so clearly, and my head would be sometimes clouded whenever I was frustrated at injuries or just not having results from just the lack of time that I'd been able to play.
Thank you, Christian. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks a lot.
Any other follow-ups for Christian?
Yeah, if I may, I'm sure you're feeling a lot of emotions right now. I mean, if you could pick one, the one that is more prevalent, what would that be?
Just happiness. Yeah, I just feel very happy right now.
Christian, one last question about your prehab and your rehab. How has that part of the sport evolved for you over the years based on everything you've been through? And what are some of the key things you've learned about staying healthy and staying fit?
Yeah, I think things for a while, got too modern to where I was trying to do too much of this band and too much exercising before I went out and practice, where you had to do this whole 30 to 45-minute routine. And I see a lot of people do it, and I guess it works for them. But me having had the surgeries, I had to learn my body a different way. So one, I just I had to eliminate a lot of that. I also just the flexibility stretching routines that I've gotten into. It's a little bit different than just regular static stretching. It's just more of it's called FRC, I guess. So maybe some people are familiar with it, but it's just a form of range of motion and range strengthening that honestly has made the biggest difference for me. And then during quarantine, I was able to just focus a lot on that, to where now when I'm playing these long matches and you're exposed in some of these open stance, split positions, if you've been training in that position a lot, then obviously you're not going to get as sore and your muscles aren't going to break down. So I put a lot of, time into it. And then obviously it's been helping a lot because now I'm not really feeling too sore or too tired. So.
Cool. And when you were in quarantine, if you could clarify, where exactly were you living, and was Ryan around to hit with you at all?
At times he was in Atlanta, but I was in Bradenton, Florida. IMG is where I was normally training for the last few years, but it was actually shut down the whole time. So then there's in my neighborhood where I live about a mile away from IMG, there's some private courts to train on. And then I was just hitting there each day, and there was the same, 3 or 4 of us. And we were able to obviously practice, and we all live pretty much right there. So that was actually very lucky that I just walked out of my house and had a court, 2 minutes walking away.
And that was hard court?
Clay courts, actually. They have a couple clay courts and a couple hard courts, but I was always hitting on the clay. And then I think obviously being on clay for 4 months helped get rid of some of the foot issues that I missed from 2019, the rest of that year that I kind of struggled with. And then from there on, once I came back to the hard courts, everything was obviously still feeling a lot better.
Cool. And how do you take your coffee?
I'll take a cappuccino with oat milk and then sometimes a little vanilla flavoring.
Good to know. Good. Thanks.
Yeah,
Good luck.
exactly. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Christian, and good luck
Thanks,
tomorrow.
everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
See you guys soon. Bye.